Hey, and welcome back. I hope you had a great holiday season and a happy new year. We are now in 2025. We have just started season 6 of the show. So, hey, I want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody out there who is listening and downloading and contributing. I really appreciate everything that you have done. So this episode, we're really going to be talking about visions, and I'm going to keep it really quick and to the point. But I wanted to share a couple of key insights from last year, and all because of you and how you made this possible. So last year, we had a 47% increase in downloads across all platforms. And that's because of you and what you're doing and how you're sharing the show with other people who you think might like it. So I really appreciate all the effort that you're doing, everything that you're doing to share this, because one, it helps motivate me to keep doing this, and two, it means that you're getting something out of it. So I'd just like to ask, and that you continue that if you like an episode and you think somebody else would like it, please share it with them and share the show so that other people can get to know it and find more about it. So thank you for everything that you're doing. We have a couple of good episodes coming up. We have one that we're doing strictly on video, a video interview we have coming up. Another one we have our typical interviews coming up this month. So we have 2 interviews that we're going to release this month. And then we also have a book review that we're going to do plus this episode. So we're working hard already in January of 2026. And that's because I have a vision. I have a vision of where this is going to go and what we're going to do this year. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen for several reasons because, every year I come up with goals and I have different smarter goals, and we look at things and we try to put everything on pen and paper and plan it all out and say, okay, well, this month we're going to focus on these topics. This month we're going to focus on these topics. And last year we did something differently. Last year, my trend was, what do leadership coaches have to offer other leaders out there? That is a tool that you can put in your kick bag from last year of 8 different people that you could reach out and talk to and say, hey, I need some help and I want to be a better leader. And those are just 8 different people that we talked to last year that you could potentially reach out to and get and better yourself on a more personal one-to-one basis with intensive coaching or occasional coaching, however you want to work it out with them. But that's kind of the point of being able to provide to you something tangible that you can take away with. This year, the vision is, what do senior leaders and executives need to focus on? What is it that we need to do better in order to better ourselves as leaders, to better organizations? What are some things that we're probably missing that we need to find out? And that's the vision and the goal for this year, is if you're a senior leader, if you're, on the C-suite, what is it that you should be focusing on this year? And what is it that you might be missing the boat on that other people have figured out that you might not? So that's the vision of where we're going this year with all of those things. This is Tim Staten with Tim Stating the Obvious. What is this podcast about? It's simple. You are entitled to great leadership everywhere you go, whether it's to church, whether it's to work, whether it's at your house, you are entitled to great leadership. And so in this podcast, we take leadership principles and theories and turn them into everyday, relatable, and usable advice.
And a quick disclaimer, this show, process, or service by trademark manufacturer, otherwise does not necessarily constitute an implied endorsement of anyone that I am employed by or favors them in representation. The views are expressed here in my show are my own expressed and do not necessarily state or reflect those of any employer.
So you might not be a leader. You might not be in a senior leadership position, but it's important to start to learn to have a personal vision. And if you don't have a personal vision, I would highly suggest that you sit down right now today and you develop one. And you got to follow these 3 principles when you do your personal vision. And you need to have clarity and direction. A personal vision serves as a guiding star, right? It provides clarity on what you want to achieve and the direction that you need to go. Proverbs 29:18 states that where there is no vision, the people perish, emphasizing the importance on a clear purpose in life. We need to make sure that we know our distance and direction. We need to know what it is that we're doing and why that we're doing it. And we need to know what direction we're heading into, because that is an action. Visions should drive action and direction. The second thing that you should have in there is your motivation and your resiliency, right? A well-defined vision fuels your motivation, right? What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? It helps you stay focused and resilient during challenges, because I'm here to tell you, I am living proof that you will have doubts, you will have constant reminders of where your shortcomings are and how you can't achieve something. But how do you work through that? How do you push through that? And it's got to remind you of your why. And it's reinforcing your commitment to your goals and when obstacles arise. It's that reinforcing function that says, remember, this is why you did this. Remember, this is why this is important. Remember your vision of where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. You have to believe and remain steadfast that no matter how many obstacles you encounter, you will overcome it and you will achieve that vision. And by the way, you can include all of these same 3 principles in your organizational vision along with your personal one. The third thing that needs to do, it needs to have alignment and fulfillment, right? A personal vision aligns your actions and decisions with your core values and aspirations. And this leads to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. You know, it's important that we understand that we don't just create goals and say, well, I want to be rich, or I want a car, or I want this, or I want that. Everybody wants those things, right? But what are you going to do that has a vision that aligns with your core values? Do you even know what your core values are? And if you don't, I would say you need to find out what those are. Make your vision in alignment with that. And that so you can have fulfillment while you're working through the journey, while you're working through the fulfillment of your vision. You know, and I say this because it's important. How many times do people not write down their vision? What is it that you're going to achieve? And what is it that you're going to do? And the time frame associated with that. Then I'm reminded of Habakkuk 2:2-3, which says, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, so that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So what does that mean? What that means is you should write your tablet. You should write your tablet. You should write your vision down and have it posted. Have somebody else know what it is so that they can hold you accountable to your own vision, and you can hold yourself accountable to your own vision. And then, you know, even though it may not be at the, you know, it may feel like your vision's not coming to fruition right now. It's not happening in the time frame that you want it to happen in. You have to have faith and know that it will happen, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen, because there's still work that you need to do on you to make yourself better so you can be prepared to have fulfillment in that vision as it approaches, in that vision as it comes true and you see it through. You can be the person that you need to be in order to do that. And it will happen. It's that faith that it will happen. And that's that vision that provides that clarity and direction, your motivation and resilience, and it gives you alignment and fulfillment in what you're going to do. So again, this year, what is it that you're going to focus on? What is it that you're going to do this year in 2025 that's going to prepare you for 2026? You are who you are today because of the sum totals of experiences and actions that you've done in the past. If you don't like that version of yourself, what is that vision that you have for your future? Whatever it is, wherever it is, what does that vision look like? Write it down. Print it out, post it up, continuously remind yourself of your why, of why you started, so that way you can see that to the end. As always, thank you for stopping by and listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we go, I would like to ask a favor of you if I could. If you could please share this episode with 1 or 2 people who you think might like this topic. If you haven't followed or subscribed on the platform that you're listening to on, please hit all those bells and whistles and icons so that you know when we post another episode. I don't want to waste your time. If you got some value out of this episode, please leave a review or comment so we can help spread the show with other people who might be interested in this topic but just haven't found our show yet. If you could do that, I would really much appreciate it. Again, thanks for stopping by. I'm Tim Staten, stating the obvious.